Guys, we are finally back inside of the very rainy world of GTA Grand RP. It is really pouring down, as you can see, my character is dripping, and not in the sense of good clothes, it's just absolutely chucking it down here. But we're not here for the weather or the drip, we are here for the cars. As you may have known, well, the developers of Grand RP added 6 new cars into the game. We checked out 3 of those, the ones that you could purchase with grand coins, in the last video, but this video we're going to be testing out the more expensive ones, the ones that can be bought with the in-game currency, just the dollars. As you can see, we only have $3 million, and I have a sneaky suspicion that these cars are going to cost way more than that, and I'm talking like $6 million per car. So we're gonna buy them, we're gonna test them out, and we're gonna see how good they really are and if they are truly worth their extortionate price. But I haven't checked them out, so I don't know. They could be reasonably priced, but considering the car list, which I'll throw up on screen here, we have some, well, expensive cars in real life, so I would expect them to be expensive inside of GTA Grand RP. But if you do go on to enjoy this video, then smash like, subscribe for more GTA Grand RP and GTA Online content, and if you do want to play GTA Grand RP, the link will be down in the pinned comment and the description. So without further ado, guys, let's just jump straight into this. So without further ado, guys, we're just gonna head down here, down to the car dealership. Now, as it's raining, I doubt many people will be here, but we are going to be looking at some of these cars. We're going to be checking them out. I'm just going to pull up the list of the cars because I actually forgot what the cars actually were. So we're going to talk to Steve Jackson, and I'll just be back in one quick second when I load up the file which contains all of the new cars, or the names of those cars.
A few moments later.
So guys, next to me here I have the list of the 3 new car dealership cars. So we're going to type up in the search bar. I can't be bothered scrolling through every single car. And by the way, guys, if you are new to Grand RP, as you can see, there are a lot of cars, and as you can see as well, they are very expensive. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with the first car on this list, which, you know, it's more than a standard car, but it's more of a more bog standard, if you know what I'm trying to say. Basically, we're going to type in Audi, and we're going to just scroll down. Here we go, the Audi S8 D4. $10 million for this car. So we're just going to quickly buy it, and I'm going to hop inside, and we're just going to fully check it out. So we're going to choose a color for this car. I think we're going to go with black, white. Let's just shift through all these colors. We're going to go with red for this Audi. I'm going to buy the car, and I will see you guys in just a second when we have purchased this beautiful vehicle. So we have just fueled up this brand new Audi, and as you can see, guys, this is one hell of a car. Now, it definitely does seem, as I've played Grand RP for quite a bit of time now, it does seem that a lot of the more executive cars, like the 4 doors, the big saloons, the big SUVs, seem to be very expensive, and this one is no different. This is the Audi S8, and as you can see, it's got screens in the back, enough room for 4 people to fit in very comfortably, and it just looks incredible. It's got these quad exhausts, the beautiful S8 little badge there. No number plate as of yet, I'll get one later on, but it's just a big old saloon car, and it just looks really good. And let's just try out the speed for a bit here, and for $10 million, the speed better be good. So we're going to quickly just make this turn here, and we're going to head onto the highway and test this thing out. Now, if we switch to the interior view, it's a very clean interior, lots of luxury, a typical German car. If you've ever been in and out one of the more modern, sporty Audi, BMW, Mercedes, it just oozes a bit of class with the sport styling as well, with this like red, white trim and the sports badges all around. So we're going to try out the top speed on this car. Now, this is not upgraded at all, so let's see how fast it can go. We'll be testing them all out non-upgraded, because I'm not splashing, you know, $20 million on an Audi that I'll probably use 3 times, then it will never see the light of day again. So let's see what sort of speeds we can get to. getting up to about 230 here. Well, 220 actually, not 230, I was lying. Not very impressive, this speed right here, I won't lie to you. Oh, weather's just changed, and it actually makes this car look even better with the sun bearing down on us. But as you can see, guys, even when we're struggling to go up this little incline here, but 220 kilometers an hour seems to be the fastest this car can go. Although what I would argue is that this sort of car isn't for going fast, it's for a bit of luxury with a bit of sport styling maybe, because it's an S line, so it has that sport styling but not really the sport performance. If you really want that sport performance, you have to buy the RS model, which obviously the RS8 is not in the game, and I'm not 100% sure if there actually is a new RS8 Audi in real life, because if I'm going to be honest, the people who are going to be buying an A8 or an S8, they'll probably be older people or executive people who just want to get around in style and class with lots of comfort. I don't think they really want to be driving fast around corners and, you know, with rigid sport suspension. But what I will say about this car is even at top speed, at high speed, this car handles very well. So let's check this corner. Yep, the back end does slide about quite a bit, but it's controllable. It's definitely it's like a gradual slide. It's almost like teasing you into putting the car through the corner. As you can see there, very nice as we go past these poor plantation workers. But we're in a $10 million car. Why would we care about plantation workers? Like, bruh, get back to work, make me more money. But we're gonna try off this little dirt track here because, you know, you might have to check up on your slave labor workers, so you might have to go along some not so good road, and it dealt with it just fine. How about this weird corner here? Yep, dealt with it fine. So this car overall, it seems pretty good, but we're gonna go for one more test speed run just back along the highway here. It's really not busy in GTA Grand RP at this time, which is great, meaning we won't have some maniac in their Mustang, in their Huracan, trying to crash into us or anything. So let's try one more time. Maybe we were just unlucky and needed to warm up those tires and that engine, but it doesn't actually seem that way as we're only getting up to about 200 kilometers an hour. So here we are, guys. We're coming up to the little exit ramps to the casino, and down here is what I'm on about, these big declines in elevation, this downhill. So let's see how much speed we can gather. 222 I saw there. This big dip here, can we get any more? 214, 215, 220, 230, 240, please. 240, is that it? 244, and I think that's all it can give. 240 miles an hour into a big slide there, you guys. But I think that's all this Audi S8 can give stock. Now obviously it's not the most comprehensive review considering it's stock, and most people, if you have $10 million to fork out on a red sedan, then you probably have another $10 million to fully upgrade it. So I'm not sure what the top speed is for the fully upgraded version, but for the base model version of this Audi S8, it's about 230 kilometers per hour is the maximum amount of speed you're going to be getting out of this car. But let's move on to something a bit more exciting. So we're going to head back to the dealership and get ourselves a new car. So next up we have the Honda NSX 2017 model, which I am actually really excited for. If you just look at the stats or characteristics on this left hand side, you can see most of them are 1 or 2 away from the max. So I am really excited to test this one out, and if it's bad, I'm going to be really disappointed, I won't even lie to you. And I think we're going to go with a white Honda NSX. I'm going to buy it, and then I'll see you guys in just a second. So I've just called in the NSX, and guys, just look at this bad boy. It looks absolutely fantastic. And let's just check the interior real quick. Yep, a right-hand drive car this time, a UK spec, I would assume, or probably UK. That's the only country that I know that drives on the right-hand side. And I'm going to be honest, guys, looks absolutely amazing. Don't like how the knees are literally going through the steering wheel and going through like this right side console here, or the driver side console. but it does look really good. And we're going to try out the speed here. So we're going to go up into the mountains here, or the hills, and we're going to see what sort of speed it can do in the corners to start off with. Now I can automatically tell you straight away that it's definitely faster than the Audi S8. Same price, but this car obviously is a sports car. I wouldn't call it a supercar, but it's definitely a sports car. And yup, the acceleration definitely better, and the handling does feel a lot smoother. Very sensitive as well. Let's go down here and let's just try out some of the backstreet balling, as I would say. So we're going to head up back into the hills and try this out once more. It's handling with these hilly ground quite well. I'm just waiting for an absolute maniac to come bombing down here and destroy the car. Haven't found one yet, which is good. Jeez, this handling is really nice and smooth. Getting up to 200 kilometers an hour. Going uphill. No! Oh no. Absolutely, that car would be written off. But as you can see, the damage is, you know, could be worse. So we're just going to continue on going here. Going to take this big right downhill. Brake, steering just locking there. Keeping the car on the road. Once again, the braking not very good. And once again, we've crashed. So let's get onto the highway where, you know, we can actually drive this car. All we have to do is keep it in a straight line, which, to be honest, with these roads is proving to be quite a bit of a challenge. But this car, straight off the bat, is faster than the Audi S8. So let's try go along this road here and see what sort of speeds we can get up to. So let's change to the inside view. As you can see, we've got miles per hour on the dash there, and we've got kilometers per hour on the right hand side. So it's just for all the Brits out there who want the miles per hour there. As you can see, getting up to 150 miles an hour here, even turning corners, so very good. 150 kilometers an hour here. Still rising. 160 I saw there. I think 157, but it's roughly the same. Try to keep it as straight as possible. It's probably not the best road to do this speed test on, as it is basically a constant right bend. 266 big jump there. Gonna take this right here along this big long straight. Oh, big jump there. Increase in speed. Really good handling along this corner, and it'll just be flat out along here. Let's go for a little cinematic view. Going super fast now. That speed limit of 50 miles per hour in this zone has been totally ignored, but that should be fine. Yeah, it's a solid car. It's a really good car. $10 million though. Still very expensive for this sort of car because it does look nice, but it's a very simple sports car. Simple super. If it was classed as a supercar, let's just say that it was classed as a supercar, it's a very simple one. Good lines, nice tail lights. When they were there, the front end looked very nice. But now we're just going to try speed one more time along the highway here. As you can see, acceleration is fine, but when it actually gets through the gears into 6th gear, that's when it really starts to show why it's valued at $10 million. As you can see, still going up for 220 kilometers an hour. Hopefully on this downhill we should really see this car burst into life. 224, coming up to 7th gear or 6th gear. I think that was 7th gear. 235, 240 there. We got 260 on the run before. 150 miles an hour. Pretty good. Can we get more than that? Surely it can give more than that for $10 million, which would take ages to get if you were just a average player. So let's see, can this decline up here of the terrain, can this save us from a bit of embarrassment? I won't lie to you. And as you can also see on the right hand side, the fuel gauge is going down pretty fast. So here we are, big jump. Hopefully we can jump up in speed. 250, 260, there we go, up to 170 miles an hour there. Come on, just a little bit more. 270 to 160, 170 miles an hour. Turn this corner, 280 kilometers an hour. This car is pretty fast, coming on 300. Oh, big speed. Whoa. And we just lost control at that final bit there, nearly hitting absolutely everything. But there, I think we got to about 280 kilometers per hour, which is pretty good. Now, what I will say is, when I was jumping about, the car was, you know, uncontrollable, which I guess isn't really its fault. It's more of the terrain that we're racing in or just like driving fast in. Like as you can see here, we're getting up big speed, lots of big curbs, so obviously the car's not going to be able to handle that too well. But I think the one downside, the big downside to this car is its braking. Its braking does really let it down, as you saw there at the beginning when we were really trying out this car along those tight bends. It wasn't able to keep it flat out in the corners, and if you did make a mistake, there's no room for error there, because if you did make a mistake, then, well, you were done. You were through a barrier and off the side of a vertical cliff, which isn't something you want to be doing. But as you can see here, an average speed, you can get to an average speed of about 150 miles an hour in a straight line, and you can get up to about 180 if you are lucky. So a pretty good car overall, but we're going to test out the final car, which I have high hopes for as well, which is a Jag, a British piece of engineering. Now this car is the one I'm really excited for. It costs less money, but in my opinion, it's probably the best looking out of the three cars we're going to be testing out today. It has the most balanced stats with the best braking and the best control out of any of the cars. I'm going to buy this car. Should probably take a few hours to deliver, and we're going to try it out once again, so I'll see you guys in just a minute. So as you can see, this car looks a bit different from the one I actually showed in the stockroom, and the reason for that is because I actually already own this car. Now it does have a few customization options in terms of non-performance upgrades. It has a few cosmetic upgrades onto it. As you can see, the color is this yellowish color, and the actual vinyl wrap on it, the special Project 8 wrap, is in black rather than white, and there is a big huge limo tin all over the car windows. So, but in terms of performance, it is dead stock in terms of that, and it does have a turbo in it, which doesn't actually add any performance if I'm not aware, and it may add a tiny bit of performance but not much. But we're going to be testing out this car once again, and as you can see from just us even slightly tapping the accelerator, the acceleration is probably the best out of any car on this list. Now as it said from the stats, it said the handling and control was the best, and the braking was the best. So hopefully from these clips and just driving it about, we can see if that's true or not. So from what I'm gathering here from just driving it about, I think it's actually lying to us. I think this could just be the best all-round car. It seems to have the best acceleration and the best top speed as well. From just even driving around this corner, the control is definitely on top, although I say that, I just spun out right there. But we're going to head along this coastal road into the beautiful sunset and see how this car really performs. But before you continue watching this video, comment down below how fast you think this Jaguar will actually go. Do you think it will be 270, or do you think it will be higher or lower? Leave it down below, as you're about to find out as we head over to the Goliath of a bridge just before Fort Zancudo. So we're going to turn in it here with ease and go to the interior view, and let's see, I think just below the R of the Jaguar logo though, there it says it in miles per hour, so we're hitting about 150 160 miles an hour, so it's already faster than the Acura NSX and the Audi S8, and it's $2.5 million cheaper, which is crazy. As you can see, getting up to 250 kilometers an hour there with the help of the bridge and a few inclines. 270 there. So it was 270 with the help of some elevation changes, and back window is just shattered from the tiniest of scrapes, as you can see there. That's minor damage, and the whole left side is scraped and bashed, which is just fucking stupid. Like, how the hell did it break from a little clip on one of these metal banisters? But as you can see, coming down to another downhill here. 225, tight corner. The good braking really came in clutch there, as that steering was locked. Those wheels were not moving anywhere. We were going straight into the ocean and probably drowning. So let's see, last bit of straight road until the mountainous corners on this right side, this left side of the map. So let's see how fast we can go. 240 coming into the straight, 250 there. It's reducing speed already, wow. So 260 kilometers an hour. Coming into this final straight bit here until we turn onto the motorway or highway, whatever you want to call it. Come at 250 seems to be the average, which is better than the Audi and the Honda NSX. And like I said, it's $7.5 million rather than 10 million. Now we're just gonna pull off here. It just looks absolutely fantastic. You know, you guys probably don't like this yellowish color as much as I do. I just think it looks absolutely superb. But if I was going to recommend any car out of the three that we tested out today, it would be the Jaguar XC Project A. And the reason for that, best speed. It's the most affordable car, although you're going to be spending like $7, $8, $9, $10 million on a car. You're probably not really caring about the price too much. The performance of this is pretty good, and I think if it was fully upgraded, this car would easily be surpassing 350, 360 kilometers an hour. But thank you guys so much for watching today's grandrp video. Once again, if you do want to get into grandrp, click the link down in the pinned comment and the description. And like always guys, take care everyone, and have a great day.